That's terrifying. What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Working Man's Blog, and we're coming off of a really cool event that happened yesterday. Yesterday morning was the debut, if you don't know, you should know, of my good friend Kirbopher's voice acting talents in an episode of Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure what series it is this time. I do believe it's called Galactic Battle. But nevertheless, as you can see, he plays a young man named Cory, not C-O-R-Y as most of us thought, but K-H-O-R-Y? Sounds Indian.
Wow, that's an awesome goal!
Thanks, I'll give you some recipes if you like.
Thank you so much, that's great.
Somewhat of a soft-spoken fellow, but he hopes of being a Pokemon breeder one day, and asks if our resident Pokemon breeder, Brock, can mentor him.
What's up?
I think it's trying to let you know that the show's going to start.
Whoa, I forgot!
I have to say that after watching the episode, and I'm not trying to be biased, but Kirbopher had probably the most real voice of the entire crew. It's actually kind of weird hearing him in such a media that isn't web-related, and I have to say, Kirby, if you're watching this, I'm proud of you. I bet you never found yourself doing this in 5-7 years. If you went back in time and told your past self this, he'd probably laugh at this. Of course, if you did that, you'd probably risk causing a time paradox. But, hey, way to go. And the best part is that apparently Cory's role in the show is not done. From the looks of things, he's going to be sticking around for a couple more episodes, a la the likes of Tracy Sketchum and the dude from Pokemon Snap before him. So that means we'll be able to hear a lot more of Kirbopher's work in the next couple of episodes. Unfortunately, that also means we'll have to put up with more of Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
What's he thinking? That's what he's thinking!
Huh? I told you I'd get it. I have to say, though, after playing it a while, it's a lot different from what I expected it to be, control-wise. As everybody knows, it was made specifically for the Wii, and the Wii is not exactly known for its massive buttons, unlike an Xbox or PS3 controller. But it's simple. Yeah, it's very easy to use, and good to use if you get the hang of it. One button for the light punch, one button for medium attack, and the other one specifically for the partner character, like to switch out or call for an assist attack or any sort of thing. You can even use it in conjunction with a super attack. It's really easy to use if you have a classic controller. If you don't have that, I'm not entirely sure how it works with just the Wii Remote or the Nunchuck, but it can't be any different from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which means it'll probably be a chore. I'm actually intrigued now to see how it plays with the Nunchuck or the Wiimote, because, oh god, how do you program for such a thing with a fighting game? Game-wise, a lot of people don't even know who most of the Tatsunoko characters are outside G-Force and a lot of people that didn't get into the game, like the Samurai Pizza Cats. At least they tried. But as the days go on and people play it more, at least those who aren't playing No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, I find people are starting to actually warm up to the Tatsunoko Heroes a lot. I know I am. A couple of favorites of mine, gameplay-wise, would have to be Hurricane Polymer and Tekkaman Blade, even though the latter is, I could probably go on the internet and find complaints about how broken he is, because son of a bitch is relentless. Another Tatsunoko hero I like to use a lot is Yatterman 1. For some reason, he reminds me a lot of Spider-Man, how he plays in the Marvel vs. Games. It's just the way that he plays. He can shoot off that kind of magic of his like crazy, he can rack up a lot of hits, and his specials are surprisingly devastating, especially the Yatterland Rush. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've accidentally beaten the final boss with that alone, with and accidentally getting his ending when I was planning to do it sometime else. I did it once when I was trying to get Mega Man Volnut's ending, rather. And it taught me to if I go in with somebody who can beat up Yami a little better than the person I'm trying to beat the game with. Say, if I went in with Ryu, but I'm trying to beat the game with Jun the Swan, I play a little as Ryu, get him out of the way so he doesn't get destroyed, because Yami, almost all of his attacks hurt. I play as Ryu, I get him out of the way, and I let Jun get into some of the final hits, or if at all possible, I let Ryu take the bullets while keeping Jun fresh. So that's pretty much how I play a lot, and especially since now I've beaten the game with quite a lot of the characters. One of the things that changed about the game is the endings, and obviously I'm not going to spoil a lot here, but the endings are now completely redrawn by the good folks at Udon who do the Street Fighter comic, and that's really cool for me because I really love their art, and I used to buy the Street Fighter comic a lot back when I lived in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, they don't supply the comic anymore, so, well, they don't supply the comic here, so I haven't been able to keep up, but I do see a lot of their art, especially over at the Fighters Generation, which houses quite a few media from any fighting game, but Capcom games in specific, and some of the stuff that Udon has done is there. So Udon has redrawn the endings, but a lot of the endings keep the spirit of the original endings from the Japanese version, Cross Generation of Heroes. Only difference is they don't have the anime endings. But it's still cool. It's still cool that we're able to get our own Americanized version of the endings as well, not just recycling more and more and more. Even though we got a lot taken out, we still got quite a few given to us. Like I don't know if that Ultimate All Shooters game was in the Japanese version. It might have been, I'm not sure, but it's pretty much the only minigame we have. We got the 5 new characters as well. The 4 that were mentioned, Frank West, Tekkaman Blade, Joe the Condor, who, despite my bitching, is actually rather cool, and Zero from the Mega Man X series, making him the first X character in the Versus fighting game. And the hidden of all hidden characters, Yatterman number 2. She didn't get much fanfare as the other ones, but everybody knew that she was supposed to get in because she was part of the names that were revealed at the same time the other 4 were. Or not rather revealed, but it was kind of a mix, a screw up on the website that people managed to take advantage of. All in all, it's a really fun game, and if you guys haven't played it, or if you guys have had enough of No More Heroes 2, I highly suggest picking it up because it's a really different experience from most of the fighting games that you're used to these days. Especially with the Versus series. A lot of people, when they think Versus, they think of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and while it's a good game, it just doesn't have the same flavor as the Versus games before it. This one does. If you missed the Versus games from the past, like Marvel vs. Capcom, or X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, those kind of things, I highly suggest picking it up and getting reacquainted with the system while at the same time getting something new. I have to say, as far as my art goes, I've been dipping a lot back into what brought me to the dance, that being the Tenchi Muyo comics. Lately, I've been rereading my collection, in which I have all issues of both series, being No Need for Tenchi and the all-new Tenchi Muyo. And it was my very first, the very first manga that I actually bought regularly before I ran out of money. And it's, along with the How to Draw Manga book that I also bought at the same time of buying the very first Tenchi graphic novel that I picked up. I believe it was the Tenchi in Love adaptation. It really helped develop my drawing style into what it is now. Lately, I've been mixing a lot of what I do to draw people as they are in real life with what I've seen in One Piece, which is another inspiration of mine. And, it's good, but at the same time, it's not as expressive as it used to be, and the Tenchi novels really did that for me. So, while I've also been getting myself reacquainted with what brought me to the dance, at the same time, I've just been, looking as I can, trying to see like what I can do to really get back that feeling that I had when I was drawing back in high school, and the earlier days of my webcomicking with the Rogues Gallery. Because for most parts in Fetch Quest, and especially with Rogue Neo, you know, it'd be important to me it would be important for me to do something that not only I will enjoy, but you know, the readers as well. You know, it's kind of a artistic endeavor for me, but at the same time, just like, you know, getting reacquainted with old friends. Surely, I'm sure that somebody's done it with some of the things that they love in the past. That's all I have to say. So if you excuse me, I'm going to pick up where I left off. See you later.